Right, welcome back. So, what we have got going on is now we're going to learn to become a master of, you guessed it, time. So, this is a downfall of a lot of people. They do not know how to master their time. They let time become their master, and all of a sudden, 30 minutes turns into 120 minutes. And they haven't done anything all day. And they said they were going to wake up at 7, and they didn't wake up until 9. And then they said they were going to do, they said they were going to work from 9 until 10 on X, but they worked on Y. Worked on Y. All right. So I'm just going to erase all this here. Okay, so the way to master time here, I'm going to recommend an application for you. It's called the Toggle, Toggl timer app. Okay. Now, the best way to begin to master your time is to track it. For the most part, you guys you don't know how much time you're spending on anything, let alone actually being focused towards your goals. So the end goal of tracking your time is to learn focus. But to start out, we're just going to track. So what you're going to do, you're going to download this app. It's on your phone. It can also be on your computer. You can't see it, but I have it over here. I'm actually tracking the time that I'm spending on this right now. And this tracking your time is essential, because unless you know how much time you're spending on something, you don't know how much time you're wasting on something else. So let's say that you think that it takes you X amount of time. I know I use a lot of X's, but it takes you a certain amount of time. Let's just say it takes you 15 minutes to read a chapter. That's pretty fast for me. Honestly, I'm a slow reader. But it takes 15 minutes for you to read a chapter, or that's what you think. But then when you take out that timer and you time it, it actually takes you 25 minutes. Oh my goodness. Which means that you are totally unconnected to reality. Reality is why people accomplish their goals, is because they're extraordinarily connected to it. They know exactly, I'm just going to make a new page here. They know exactly how much time is really taking place. I mean, I know that it's super fun to go out with your friends and drink, have a wonderful time. And let's say you left at 7 p.m. and you went out to dinner, and then you went out for drinks, and then you got home and you went to sleep around 2 a.m., right? So, yes, obviously you spent this amount of time, um, you know, out and about with your friends. But what I'm actually talking about is tracking your time on productive tasks. So that can be anything from, working out. It can be recording videos, or, working on certain services. I don't know what kind of services you provide, but if you're a writer or a musician or something like that, record how long it's taking you to work on certain elements. Something that's really fascinating is when people try and do the 1 hour song challenge, like a 1 hour song. People are surprised at how little time they have to work on something. So it's essential. It's so essential that you become a master of your time by just knowing how much time you're spending on certain things, so that eventually we're going to get you into a rhythm, like it's not like a not like that kind of rhythm, but like a work rhythm, so that, let's say that every single day you actually were able to work on X for, let's say for 1 hour, but of actual time that you're working on it. And that might be enough. And you're working on Y for, maybe you thought it was going to take you 3 hours. You think it's going to take you 3 hours, but then each day as you're timing it, you realize it actually only takes you an hour and a half, which means that if at any point you're like, oh, I'm dreading working on this, it's going to take me so long, take time, take that objection or complaint of time out of the equation. This way you can actually just say, okay, great, I'm going to work on this for a half hour at this point, a half hour at this point, a half hour at this point. And while it seems like not that much, you'll get all of it done because you are more connected to how long everything takes. So that's what it means to become a master of time. Boom, time. Okay. So download the app. I'll write it out here again. Toggle. Start recording your time so you can become related to how long you're actually spending on things. Okay. Awesome. See you in the next video where we're going to talk about action.